Right, guys, welcome to the Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup final between Leicester Tigers and Montpellier, aka Montpellier, as there's so many South Africans in this Montpellier side. So it's going to be interesting to see how this final goes. I'm probably going to go against the bookies tonight and say Montpellier by at least 5 points. I know it might not be the most, well, how can you put it? Probably the most, well, one sided decision, but I do feel that they could win this. So, having a look at the Leinster side for today's final, you got Freddie Stewart, Guy Porter, Matthias Moroni, Dan Keller, Nemani Nadolo, George Ford, and Richard Wigglesworth in the backline for Leicester Tigers. Then in the front row, you've got Jasper Wiese, Carl Brink, Handro Liebenberg, Callum Green, Harry Welsh, Dan Cole, Tom Youngs, and Alice Jenge. So a very formidable pack of forwards. And I wonder why they call it Montpellier if Leicester Tigers also have the likes of the whole loose trio being South Africans today. But yeah, let's quickly go and have a look at Montpellier's side. In the backline, Anthony Pautier, Arthur Vincent, Johan Goosen, Jan Serfontein, Vincent Rates, Alex Lazowski, and Benoit Pailogio. So, very interesting choice there at scrum half for them. Looking at the front row, Alexandre Bekopny, Yakubu Kamara, Fulgens Odedrado, Paul Willemse, Florian Verhage, Mohamed Houas, Guillaume Gerardo, and Forletta at prop forward. So a very interesting names tonight. It's actually the first time that I'm doing anything in the likes of a Montpellier game. So it's going to be quite interesting with that name pronunciations towards the middle of this game. Quickly having a look at the bench of the Leicester Tigers, Charlie Clare, Luan de Bruin, Joe Hayes, Cameron Henderson, Tommy Reffel, Ben Youngs, Zach Henry, and Kini Murimurivalu. Then for Montpellier, you've got Bismarck Duplessis, Robert Rogers, Tite Lamositele, Tyler Cougat, Jacques Duplessis, Cobus Reinach, Andre Pollard, and Gabriel Ngandebe. So I don't know. Who do you guys think is going to win this game? It is a big Challenge Cup final. We've got about 6 people watching at the moment. Who's you backing? Who are you backing to win this game between the Tigers and Montpellier? We should start this game in just a couple of minutes. I'm going to try and familiarize myself with the names in this game. So again, going through the backline of this Leicester Tigers side. Freddie Stewart, Guy Porter, Matthias Moroni, Dan Kelly, Nemani Nadolo, George Ford, and Richard Wigglesworth for the Leicester Tigers. I know the likes of Matthias Moroni, Nemani Nadolo, George Ford, and Richard Wigglesworth. Haven't seen Stewart, Porter, and Kelly too much in action before. So it is going to be quite interesting to see how this backline fires. Then the forwards, Jasper Wiese, Carl Brink, and Hanro Liebenberg, all coming from South Africa. Jasper Wiese, the import from the Cheetahs. Carl Brink coming from the Lions, and Hanro Liebenberg, the former Bulls number 8 and captain. Then Callum Green, Harry Welsh, Dan Cole, I know pretty well from England, Tom Youngs, and Alice Jenge, the little baby rhino at Lucet for Leicester Tigers. So a very formidable lineup here for the Leicester Tigers. I think we got all our eyes on Jasper Wiese as he has been linked to the Springbok side to take on this Lions in just a couple of months' time. So should be quite interesting. Carl Brink, just a little bit of history on him. He retired early in South Africa, and he actually now came out of retirement to play for Leicester Tigers. Then Andre Liebenberg, probably one of the most underrated players in South African rugby. Don't know too much about Callum Green and Harry Welsh. Like I said, Dane Cole, a very formidable tight head prop for England. And then the baby Rhino, I know very well, as it is Montpellier, who's making their way up to the field for this Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup final. Then having another look at the Montpellier side, Anthony Bautier, Arthur Vincent, Johan Goosen, Jan Serfontein, Vincent Rattes, Alex Lazowski, and then Benoit Payala Ugu at number 9. So all of these players I know, except for the number 9. It is going to be very interesting to see how they play. I know Bautier just coming a late bloomer for French rugby. Then Arthur Vincent and Vincent Rattes have been reasonable players for French rugby over the years. Johan Goosen, Jan Serfontein. Johan Goosen playing in the outside centre berth today. Not very familiar with him playing at number 13. So it should be really interesting to see how he fares in that position. Jan Serfontein, on the other hand, a very consistent player coming from the Bulls to Montpellier. Probably in contention for that Springbok jersey. So it will be interesting to see how he lines up against the likes of Matthias Maroney and Dan Kelly. But yeah, we're close to kickoff here. It is the Tigers versus Montpellier in the Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup final. It is going to be the likes of Alex Lazowski to start this game for us. There is fans at the crowd today. Not full stadium though, but it still should be a very interesting encounter. I'm still sticking by my decision to give Montpellier the victory by 5 points today. Leicester Tigers obviously the favourites to win this. So let's see how this goes. The kickoff made there by Bautier for the Montpellier side, and it's kicked almost immediately by Leicester Tigers. Down the field by George Ford. Now into the hands of Johan Goosen, who kicks this downfield, and the chase is on now. It doesn't land into anybody's hand. Johan Goosen's got it at the back. Now a chance here early on. Willemse taking it up to the 22 for Montpellier. Here they come. Benoit took it in for Montpellier. Still they've got the possession just about 5 meters out from the 22. Pick and go from Gerardo. It is basically France versus England today, with a little bit of a mix of the South Africans from either side. Benoit at scrum off here for Montpellier. Taken in by Willemse again. Now Lazowski, Johan Goosen. Out it goes. Opportunity out wide, but good defense from Leicester Tigers early on. Great breakaway here from the lock forward of Montpellier. Upway 10 meters out. Now Benoit again. Lazowski. Out they go. There's space on the outside. Maybe a little chance here for Rattes. Arthur Vincent taking it forward. Now taken forward by Kamara. And unfortunately goes into touch. So there's going to be a line out. But it looks like it is going to be a Montpellier line out. About 10 meters out from the try line. Early opportunity for Arthur Vincent and Vincent Rattes to go wide and play it nicely. Montpellier looking really good on the attack early on in this game. Will we see some magic from Montpellier? Now, we've had about 2 minutes gone in this game. Line out from Gerardo. Opportunity here for Montpellier. They form the maul and about 5 meters out, still going strongly at the moment. Controlling that ball at the back. Doing a really good job so far is Montpellier, but great defense from Leicester Tigers. And a penalty to Leicester Tigers there. Playing the ball, or playing the man without the ball. Jasper Visser getting the penalty there for Leicester. So early opportunity for Leicester to get out of their own 22. in what should be a fantastic final here. We've had 3 minutes of this game already. The kick goes out, run about 15 meters out from halfway inside Leicester Tigers half. Looking forward to see what Jan Serfontein and Johan Goosen can do for them. It's taken in nicely there by the forwards of Leicester Tigers. Callum Green taking it up nicely, almost up to halfway. It's Leicester now. Penalty advantage, George Ford with the kick downfield. And it is going to be collected by Montpellier, but we're coming back for that penalty to Leicester Tigers. Steve Borthwick, the coach of this Leicester Tigers side. Very much similar to the Reg coach, who's really turned his fortunes around for Leicester Tigers in a very small amount of time. Leicester Tigers also considered as one of the richest clubs in England, along with the likes of Wasps. So that penalty is going to find touch just outside the 22 of Montpellier. Chance here for Leicester Tigers. Callum Green and Harry Welsh, the lock combination for Leicester Tigers today. The throw-in coming now from Tom Youngs, collected beautifully off the back. Now a chance for Nadolo to run it up for them. About 10 meters out from the 22. Pick and go by the forwards now, just working their way up. Ellis Genge. George Ford at the back, puts a little stab through, finds beautiful space, but it's a beautiful kick from George Ford, finding touch 5 meters from Montpellier's try line. South Africans making their presence felt already, says Ethan. Absolutely. Great encounter today. For Leicester Tigers, we've got Andre Liebenberg, Carl Brink, Jasper Wisse as the loose trio, and then Montpellier have the likes of Paul Willems, Jan Serfontein, Johan Goosen in that starting lineup. It's taken over the top beautifully here by Montpellier, about 10 meters out from their own try line. Under pressure, Benoit at scrum half here for Montpellier. Taken up by Huas for Montpellier now. Just setting up space here for them to maybe kick this ball over the top. And it is Benoit who goes with the kick over the top, but not the greatest of kicks. Goes into touch, so it's going to be a line out to Leicester Tigers on the 22-meter line. Ethan, who do you think is going to win this game? I'm going for Montpellier today, unfortunately. I said they're going to take this by at least 5 points. Should be interesting. The throw-in from Leicester Tigers, Tom Youngs, beautifully taken in by Andre Liebenberg for Leicester Tigers as they go mauling into the 22. Still going strong. Tom Youngs got the ball at the back here for Leicester Tigers. Paul Willems trying to disrupt this Leicester Tigers maul. It is going to be a penalty against him and a chance now for Leicester Tigers to go on the attack. It is Ellis Genge with the ball. Now comes out to Wigglesworth. Kick from George Ford. Is an up and under to the corner. Who's going to win this? It is Bautier who wins the race. But we are going back for a penalty to Leicester Tigers. A little bit of argy-bargy there early on. But Leicester Tigers taking the initiative and could go into the lead here early on. Ethan says Pollard to come and take the winning kick. That is very interesting. Then Barry Green says South Africa's playing in Montpellier today. So there's quite a few. There's Bismarck du Plessis on the bench. The likes of Cobus Reinhardt and Andre Pollard. And then in the starting lineup, you've got the likes of Jan Serfontein and Johan Goosen in that Montpellier lineup, Barry. And then for Leicester Tigers, the South Africans in the loose trio, Jasper Wisse, Andre Liebenberg, and Carl Brink. So, yeah, Ethan says the South Africans for Leicester looks hungry for some physicality, though. Yeah, definitely. That loose trio, a really good combination. and one that even if played for South Africa would have been quite a massive loose trio. Jasper Wiese already been in the limelight, maybe a possible Lions player for South Africa come later this year. So George Ford with the opportunity to get the first points on the board for Leicester Tigers after 8 minutes of play. Ethan says, would like to see all Brick Bismarck to come on and tease the twat generation. Yeah, so definitely looking forward to the introduction of Bismarck off the bench later. That kick from George Ford is over. So Tigers take the lead 3-0 after 8 minutes in this Heineken Cup Challenge Cup final. Tigers leading 3-0 against Montpellier. 8.5 minutes gone in this game. So Lazowski is going to restart this for Montpellier now. Nice high hanging kick, but a bit too deep there. Jasper Wiese taking it up for Leicester. On the 22-meter line, Wigglesworth. Out it goes to George Ford, who kicks it downfield. Not going to find touch, and into the hands of Bautier. Chance here for Montpellier. Chased down by Johan Goosen now. Brilliant take, though, there from the fullback Stewart. And now Wigglesworth out to George Ford, puts it to the boot again, and not going to find touch again. And so chance now for the likes of Lazowski to find space. Good kick downfield inside the 22. George Ford is going to return this for Leicester Tigers, and again finds Bautier inside his own 22. And he's going to look for touch, and he will find touch roundabout on halfway, just inside Montpellier's own half. Barry says you choose Montpellier because they have more Springboks. Laugh out loud. Well, I might say I'm a little bit biased, Barry, but I mean, Johan Goosen, Serfontein, Bismarck, Andre Pollard, and Cobus Reynard, you have to go for them. The line are taken quickly by Leicester Tigers. Ellis Jens taking it up for them up to halfway. It seems like another penalty advantage coming for them. It's been taken up there by Harry Welsh for Leicester. Now George Ford with a little stab through. It is going to be Ratters underneath that, but we're coming back for another penalty and halfway. We've had 10 minutes in this game. So discipline not helping Montpellier at the moment. Ethan says Ford is good when going forward. Can his pack keep generating that front foot ball? And that's a very good question, because they're up against the likes of, let's see quickly, they're up against the likes of Kamara, Paul Willems, Mohamed Huas, Guillaume Gerardo, and Forletta. So a strong French pack there up against a really good forwards of Leicester Tigers. So to answer your question there, I think they're very much capable of doing that. Barry Green asking, where is Francois Steyn now? It's the only player they need at the moment is Montpellier. Unfortunately, the Cheetahs managed to get him before he could play in this final. Right, so there's going to be a penalty kick downfield by Leicester Tigers, and an early chance now to go on the attack just outside the 22 again. 11.5 minutes gone. Taken it back from Callum Green to Jasper Wiese, driven back in a tackle just outside the 22. Montpellier's turned this ball over, and Kamara waiting for it now. Benoit at scrum off. Will he kick it on his own here? He's going to go for the box kick over the top. It is changed by Arthur Vincent, but Naholo's got it for him, and he just shrugs him off. But it seems like we are going to have a penalty to Montpellier, as there's been a little bit of obstruction from Leicester Tigers there, where it had 12 minutes in this game. Barry Green says, Thomas Lavanini playing today? I know he plays for Tigers. So no Thomas Lavanini today. The forwards for the Leicester Tigers, Callum Green Harry Welsh. And then on the bench, they do have Tommy Reffel to come off the bench for Leicester Tigers. So no Thomas Lavanini, maybe perhaps injured or something, or just not considered for this game. Karpa Peach says, hello again. How's it going, Karpa Peach? Hope you're doing well. We are here for the Heineken Cup Rugby Challenge Cup final. Montpellier versus Leicester Tigers, taken in by Vincent Arf and Alcamora, up to the 22, close to the 22, 10 meters out from the 22 now. Benoit, Lazowski, Johan Goosen caught behind the advantage line there. Quick ball coming back for Montpellier. Lazowski, out it goes to Bautier, puts it to the boot. The chase is on from Rattes. Rattes with a little kick ahead. But Leicester Tigers have won that race surely. But Rattes is claiming the try. Do we have a try here from Montpellier? He's very confident that he got it down. But it is the... well, let's just have another look at this real quickly. Rattes very confident that he got it down for Montpellier. Oh, he might have just got this, Rattes, for Montpellier. And an early setback maybe here for Leicester Tigers. Karpa Pete says from Switzerland. Ethan says, I mean, Montpellier are ahead or level with half or 30 minutes to go. Those players on the bench, they fancy their chances. Definitely. Then Barry Green says, I see you happy in Pumpkuru. First see you this most happy. Yeah, no, it's been a really good day, you know, and I love finals. And it's one of those things, and the try has been awarded to Montpellier. Rat is getting the try there, and it's 5 points to 3 to Montpellier. Well, it's just fun having to see some of these overseas Springboks finally in action again, Barry. It's been quite a while. I don't follow the top 14 that much, but when it comes to finals like this, you need to be there. And what a moment here for Rattes, getting that first try for Montpellier. Ethan says, I think it's try, I think out of nothing. The French flair for you. And that kick from Lazowski, absolutely brilliant as it goes over. 7 points to 3, Montpellier leading in this Heineken Challenge Cup final between Tigers and Montpellier. We've had 14 minutes gone. The French flair working magic there for them. Out of absolutely nowhere. The restart from George Ford, a deep one, taken by Benoit as he kicks it downfield and finds touch roundabout on halfway for Montpellier. Line out to Leicester Tigers. Barry says, what? Don't you have a drink to go with it? Unfortunately, not tonight, Barry. I'm keeping my energy levels for tomorrow, having to do 5 games in a row, basically. So definitely tomorrow, I will have a drink or two, depending on how it goes. The line out taken by Leicester Tigers and a penalty to Montpellier. It looks like the back line wasn't 15 meters out before the line out was over. So the referees are getting quite strict with that call as of late. I've seen it. Where did I see it? In one of the Super Rugby Aotearoa games, I think it was. Or was it the Bulls game against the Stormers? The back line joining the line before the line out was over. So penalty then to Montpellier and a chance here to maybe extend that lead. Karpa Pete says, I'm on the Swiss Rosé. Must be quite nice, don't you? I'm not a big fan of Rosé, Karpa Peach, but I was telling my wife earlier today I might just switch over to maybe a Jerepico for tomorrow's game, because it is freaking cold out here in South Africa at the moment. The kick goes over from Lazowski, and Montpellier now leading by 10 points to 3 after 16 minutes in this final. Are we in for an upset today? Leicester Tigers being the bookies' favourites to win this game. Montpellier into the hands of Benoit, and he puts another great kick in out on the 10-meter line inside Leicester Tigers half. What a kick from Benoit. It's actually Benoit Pailahugu, but I can't pronounce that surname, so I'm just calling him on his first name. Great clearance kick from the number 9 for Montpellier. 17 minutes gone in this game. It is now Youngs with the throw in. He finds Callum Green. And now Leicester Tigers off the back. Chance here, Carl Brink out to Jasper Wiese on halfway. Wigglesworth with a little box kick over the top. Nobody really chasing. And an easy mark there for Rattes for Montpellier. 17 minutes gone in this final. Montpellier leading by 10 points to 3 at the moment. Just a really poor kick from Wigglesworth. That kick again, finding touch roundabout on halfway. So line out to Leicester Tigers on halfway. We've had 17.5 minutes gone. Can Montpellier upset the Leicester Tigers today? Carpe Peaches, I want to scrum with Springbok women. Yeah, that's the second time you said that. You must have a little bit of a fetish for South African women, is it, Carpe Peach? Another mark being made by Rattes inside the 22 of Montpellier. So Leicester just giving away silly kicks at the moment, allowing Montpellier to really dominate this game. George Ford this time with a useless kick downfield, nobody really chasing it, and an easy mark there for Rattes. Not going to find touch, however. It is now Jasper. It is the right winger, Guy Porter, who takes it up to halfway for Leicester. Chance maybe here, Wigglesworth fighting to get that ball out. Now finally finds George Ford, goes with the up and under again. This time it's a good kick. Bautia underneath it. He's going to kick it downfield. Not going to find touch, right down the middle to Freddie Stewart. And Freddie Stewart is going to try and find space here with a great kick, finding touch about 10 meters out. Rattes going quickly, under a bit of pressure at the moment. That French flair might come back to haunt them. Now they're playing from their own try line. And a chance here to kick it downfield is Lasovsky, who's going to find brilliant touch, roundabout on halfway for Montpellier. So nearly that French magic costing them big time here for Montpellier. Ethan says, what are these Leinster kicks? Yeah, it's just silly kicking from them. 2 really poor kicks, not really making any impact at all. And then Barry says, maybe a braai, a South African thing, it in our blood, our heritage as South Africans. So I did have a braai a little bit earlier on, Barry, but yeah, it was very earlier tonight because I wanted to make ready for this final. So yeah, unfortunately, not having the drinks with it. Then Ethan says, Montpellier backs look confident and assured. Exactly. So Lasovsky, Rattes, Vincent Arthur, all really looking very confident at the moment. And the fact that Rattes was willing to run that ball from his own try line says quite a lot at this stage. As we see one of the Leicester Tigers players being carried off the field. Not sure what the number is there, but it looks like it is going to be Muri Murivalu to come on for Leicester Tigers. So I'm guessing that they are replacing Freddie Stewart. No, it is in fact Guy Porter who's going off for Leicester Tigers. So not quite sure what the injury is for there. But so far, after 19 minutes, it looks like Montpellier in control of this Heineken Cup Challenge final. Tomorrow, obviously, the big one between La Rochelle and Toulouse. The throw in from Tom Youngs off the back. Jasper Wiese not able to control that. But now Leinster Tigers have got it back somehow. And a chance for them to attack. Looking good here is Leicester Tigers, but collected by Johan Goosen off the back. Now Boutier puts it down. And a chance now for Montpellier to get out of their own half again. Kick downfield from Lodzowski into the hands of Jasper Wiese. Great tackle on him on halfway. Now they're making some ground just inside their own half at the moment is Leicester Tigers. Wigglesworth at the back, waiting for the ball to come back. Kick over the top from Wigglesworth, collected beautifully by Boutier into the hands of Rattes, but it is deemed to have gone forward. So it is going to be a scrum down to Leicester Tigers inside the Montpellier's half. Ethan says maybe ran into a South African poor guy. It happens. Now it definitely happens. And then Karpa Peach asking, when is the final? Is the cup played every year? Asked the Beast. So every year we have a Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup final and also the Heineken Cup final. So the Heineken Cup final is tomorrow between La Rochelle and Toulouse, making the final of that competition. So just to explain to you guys a little bit more, you get the Championship League in soccer, and then you get the Europa final as well. So this is very similar to that final. Tomorrow will be basically the Champions Cup of rugby between La Rochelle and Toulouse. 21 minutes gone in this final, and it's Montpellier who's leading by 10 points to 3. Really a free try scored earlier by the left winger Rattes for them, basically getting a try from absolutely nowhere. Ethan says, yep, good comparison, Guru. So I just took a chance with that, Ethan, but we got it right. Now George Ford with a stab through, and a little bit of a mix-up there at the back, but we are going to come back for another penalty to Leicester Tigers. Number 3, offside there. That is Huas, who was offside for Montpellier. Will we see Leicester Tigers go for goal here? Let's see what they decide to do. George Ford. They're going to go for touch, it is. So, interesting decision there. The Beast says, I see. That's very interesting. Yep. So, yeah, Leicester Tigers, the favorites to win this game. But I did put down Montpellier for a win by 5 points today. Let's see if I can get my prediction right. I got my 2 previous predictions pretty spot on, saying the Hurricanes were going to win by 20 points this morning, and then also said the Highlanders by 15, so coming very close there. Leicester Tigers now in position, about 10 meters out from Montpellier's try line. The forwards now pick and go. Will we see some magic from Leinster? They're just waiting, very slowly coming back to the side of Leinster, who was over that ball, and he wins the penalty for Montpellier. In fact, it is the number 8, Becconi, who got the penalty for Montpellier there. Leicester, Ethan says, Leicester will always be in the game as long as they keep up this dominance up front. Montpellier need to sort. And then Barry asking, wonder why they put Pollard on the bench. So Pollard is still coming back from a little bit of an injury. I think he's only started 2 games off the bench so far, but he's been quite impressive off the bench. So maybe to get that final little bit of extra oomph they need for the second half. So Kamara was down there a little bit there for Montpellier, and but he is back on his feet now. 23 and a half minutes gone in this game. Line up to Montpellier just to see where it is actually going to be. But what a final it's been so far. Really enjoying the chat at the moment, guys. Keep it up. Ethan says, Barry, I think Russie had a word. If they don't wrap Pollard in cotton, Will apparently he said he would really bunder it. Well, I can't use the word, but they will bash him up physically, which might be the truth. And then Albert says, would be interesting who makes the Bok team for the Lions tour from this game. Maybe Safontaine can make a comeback. That would be fantastic. The lineup taken by Montpellier off the back. Now Benoit with the little box kick over the top. And it is chased by Rattes again. taken in by Muri Valu for Leicester Tigers. Roundabout on their own 10-meter line. It's Leicester Tigers now working their way up with the forwards. It is Callum Green who took it up for them. Coming back slowly for Wigglesworth at the moment. On his own 10-meter line. Goes to the box kick. Over the top. No pressure whatsoever. And an easy kick for Benoit again downfield. Not finding touch, however, into the hands of George Ford. And now the chase comes from Leicester Tigers. Brilliant taken by Bautier on his own 10-meter line. Kamara securing the ball. Benoit. Out it goes to Huisson, who not going to find touch either into the hands of Nadolo, who isn't renowned for his kicking, but gets a good kick away. Not into touch, however. And another chance here for Montpellier. Hoist there from Bautier. Not the greatest. Knocked on there by Huisson, and a chance for Leicester Tigers inside Montpellier's half now on the 10-meter line. Chance here for them. George Ford, bit of space in the back line now, taken up beautifully there by Leicester Tigers. It's Freddie Stewart. Now Muri Valu, pick and go himself. 10 meters out from the 22 now. George Ford, chance out wide, overlap here. It is Carl Brink who takes it forward, but the pass not a great one. Luckily, it's gone backwards. Wigglesworth out they go to Jasper Visser. Driven up by Leicester Tigers. Penalty advantage coming for them again now. Out wide they go. Muri Valu knocks it on. But penalty roundabout on the 10-meter line inside Montpellier's half. And a good opportunity for Leicester Tigers to maybe have a shot at goal. Barry, are you having your monster thing today with vodka? So no, not today, Barry. I will be having that tomorrow. For sure, because we've got 5 games tomorrow, starting off with a very early kickoff between the Blues and is it the Waratahs, and then just afterwards the Chiefs versus the Brumbies. I think that is the 2 games that I'm doing early morning. Then we head over to the Sharks versus Stormers game at 1 o'clock. And for that game, I'll probably start having a little shot. But I am thinking of taking a Jeripico instead of my monster tomorrow. So an injury replacement coming on. Kamara going off. And it is Duplessis, another South African coming on. He will be going to the Bulls after this competition. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Jacques Duplessis plays for Montpellier tonight. As like I said, he will be on his way to the Bulls after this. The Beast asked, when was the last time South Africa played the Lions? Way back in 2009, I think it was. Yeah, 2009 was the year South Africa beat the Lions. So George Ford are going to have a shot at goal from here. Ethan says, here comes the first SAFA reinforcement for Montpellier. So let's hope they keep their discipline, because the more SAFAs we've got, the chances our discipline might not be that good tonight, Ethan. You know, the likes when Bismarck comes on, all discipline goes out the back door. So George Ford on the 10-meter line. Will he get this? Not the greatest of kicks. Goes to the right. So the score stays the same. 10 points. 2-3, 27 minutes gone in this first half. Ethan says, hier kom die bokke, they should play as they come on. Yeah, and then Ethan says every 12 years. Yeah, so pretty gutted that there won't be any supporters, because I would have really loved to go to one of those tests at least. Another high kick from Leicester Tigers, no pressure, but somehow Benoit makes a massive mistake there inside his own 22, but recovers really beautifully. And now Vincent Arthur having a go just outside the 22 of Montpellier now, just working with the forwards, Paul Willemse. And there's a grass cutter tackle from Leicester Tigers, and this could be trouble for them. It is the number 3 of Leicester Tigers. Then, no, it is Jasper Visser who actually got penalized there for a grass cutter tackle. Ethan says, yeah, but so do the opposition out the back door. The B says, okay, that's cool, but South Africa would probably win. Yeah, the B says COVID stinks. So yeah, it's been one of those years again. Although rugby is back, we still don't see the benefits as a fan to really attend these games in South Africa. So the line out from Gerardo on halfway now finds the likes of the big forwards, Paul Willemse, bashing his way up. Slow ball coming back for Benoit. Now kicked downfield by Lazowski. And he's going to find beautiful space in behind. And it goes into touch, run about 15 meters out from Leicester Tigers' try line. What a kick. Another great kick from Lazowski. He's had a couple of good ones so far already in this game. 29 minutes gone in this final. Montpellier leading by all expectations. Ethan says, sorry, Guru, I'm in a happy, playful mood. Apologies if I'm a bit much. No, absolutely not, Ethan. I think we share the same happiness tonight because I'm not as jubilant and happiness as I'm normally on my live streams, but I'm really enjoying this. Like I say, first time watching a Montpellier game, and why not? It is the Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup final tonight. Very similar to the Europa final of soccer. Another injury at the moment, this time for Carl Brink, I think it is for Leicester Tigers. Kappa Peach says, I didn't have any smell with COVID. So, yeah, that's one of the negative effects of COVID. You lose your sense of smell, not smile. Obviously, you won't smile if you got COVID. But, yeah, it does affect your smell quite a bit. I don't know. I might have had it. I never went for the test. I was feeling down quite a bit some couple of months ago. We had some heavy breathing problems and stuff. So all the symptoms were there, but I never went for the test. Brink has gone off and Reffel is on for the Leicester Tigers. 29 minutes gone. So 11 minutes left. One suffer less. The Beast asked, Guru, do you ever watch cricket? So, no, I don't watch cricket at the moment, The Beast. I used to watch it when the time when South African cricket was still pretty solid. And way back at school, I used to play cricket quite a bit. I was an all-rounder. So I really enjoyed cricket, but say the last 15 years, I haven't really worried too much about cricket. And for the last 5 years, not watching it at all. Right, so the Leicester Tigers have taken us up to over the 22-meter line and still going. Wigglesworth waiting for the ball to come out. Penalty advantage to Leicester Tigers. George Ford, long skip pass there, out to Nadolo. Didn't beat one defender, nearly got past Arthur Vincent, but now trouble here for Montpellier. Card in the final. Who's the yellow card to? We'll just have to wait and see. It is, in fact, let's just get the number here. The Coney, the number 8 of Montpellier, getting the yellow card there. Hanlu Brand says, good evening, Guru. Love your streaming. Yeah, thank you, Hanlu. I really appreciate the support. The kick there from George Ford, finding touch just outside the 22 of Montpellier. Then let's see. Ethan says young Yuru, aka Jock Colors, Guru. Yeah, I was pretty much Jock Colors. I envied the way he played. Always considered good batsman, good fielder, great bowler as well. So yeah, I I looked up to Jock Colors, but my all-time favorite was definitely John T. Rhodes. So the baby Rhino taking it up for Leicester Tigers over the 22, but unfortunately into touch. So it is going to be a line out to Montpellier now. Still 9 minutes left on that yellow card. and 9.5 minutes to go in this first half. Garpa Beach says, I'm still here, thank God. Yeah, COVID is not a joke at all, guys. It's there and it's alive, and you should take care of yourself at all costs. Right, so line out to Montpellier, about 15 meters out. Well, it's a line out to Leicester Tigers. Tom Young's throwing in it, but over the top it goes into the hands of Vincent for Montpellier. Benoit having at the back, taking it up by the forwards. Just bashing it up through the forwards is Montpellier. Benoit Fairugi for Montpellier now with a little box kick over the top. Not the greatest of kicks, but fine touch. Around about 5 meters out from Montpellier zone 22. The Beast says, yeah, I might understand people getting frustrated with SA cricket, but they have much potential. They do have plenty of potential. It's just I don't like to mix politics with sport. And I think the cricket has gone just maybe one step too far in that regard. The best players definitely not getting picked anymore for South Africa. Ethan says it's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's John T. Rhodes taking impossible diving catch. Absolutely. The line out taken there by Leicester Tigers. Handre Liebenberg driving it up just outside the 22 now. Leicester Tigers. Great maul from them. They could milk another penalty here. Still going forward as the Leicester Tigers. Driving up to the 5-meter line. What a maul from them. 5 meters out, Wigglesworth. Out it goes to Murivalu. 3 meters out, penalty advantage. It comes back to the lock forward. 2 meters out, pick and go again from Leicester Tigers. Wigglesworth, Murivalu, and Murivalu should be over the try line. No, just stopped. Another pick and go from them, and this time might be over. Try awarded, and it is going to be a try. Let's see who is the man who comes up with the ball. Great work from Leicester Tigers there, getting the try, and what a time to score that. Just waiting to see who the man is who went down, but it's definitely a try to Leicester Tigers. But what a maul from them, from basically from the 22, just drove their way all the way up to the 5-meter line, and then just some strong running from Leicester Tigers. Let's see which ones I missed. Barry asked who got a yellow card. It was who was it who got a yellow card? I can't remember, but it was one of the Montpellier players who got the yellow card. Then Albert Trutte says, in my view, there should always be 15 players on the field. If you want to punish a player with a card, rather ban him for the next game. I do agree with you there. You need to have 15 versus 15. I don't think that the yellow cards and the red cards should be awarded. But then again, it's been around for quite a while. So I am a fan of the whole 20 minutes for a red card replacement. It at least gives the team another chance to bring back one player. As I'm speaking there, the Tigers have now equalized, and it is 10-all here going into halftime with 5 minutes to go in this first half. Tigers leading, or not leading, they are level with 10-all at the moment. So a good comeback, good fight back from Leicester Tigers. Albert just says keep a 15-man game, and then Montpellier being bullied, man. They need to sort this out, especially in the forwards. They are getting bamboozled by Leicester Tigers. Now Jasper Visser taking it up strongly here for Leicester over the 22. Now Wigglesworth back to George Ford. Kicks it downfield into the hands of Baltier. Now, will we see some magic from Montpellier just before halftime? High up and under, beautifully taken by Stewart for Leicester Tigers. Wigglesworth waiting for that ball at the back of this ruck. Is it coming back now? Quick ball taken up by Tom Youngs for Leicester Tigers. Really the forwards of Leicester Tigers dominating up front here at the moment. 4.5 minutes to go. Wigglesworth with the kick over the top. Chased well there by Murivalu. It does come back to the side of Leicester Tigers. Murivalu nearly gone, but a little knock on there from Leicester Tigers. And it is going to be a scrum down to Montpellier with just 4 minutes to go in this first half. So Murivalu just knocking that ball on, somehow getting it back and nearly went straight through. So interesting times ahead in this last 4 minutes of the first half. Who's going to take the initiative? It's 10-all at the moment. Nothing separating the two teams at the moment. Who's going to make the magic and get the points here on the board? Will Leicester Tigers dominate this scrum, maybe force a penalty from it? We'll have to wait and see. Benoit with the throw-in. Solid scrum here. Controlled at the back by Duplessis. Now it comes out to Lazowski. Kicks it downfield. Basically all he's done so far. But it does find a bit of space. And now Stewart needs to clear this quickly for Leicester. Kicks it downfield into the hands here. Now there's an opportunity for Boutier. On the run, he goes up to the 22-meter line. Needs support. Does come back now. Benoit. Chance here. Oh, great tackle. And they are going backwards at the moment is Montpellier. But the referee is going back for a little knock-on. So it is going to be a scrum down to Leicester on the 22 inside their own half with 2.5 minutes to go. Dexter says, hi, how's it going, Dexter? Albert says, hope Saffontaine gets a try today. Really hope he gets back in the Bok team. Absolutely. One of the players I'm looking really forward to seeing back in the Springbok setup is Serfontein. Well, I hope he comes back to South Africa, maybe go joining the Sharks or someone. But let's see how it goes. Dexter says, Tigers for the win. And then Barry says, looks like your prediction is close, Guru. So, like I said, I've had two very close predictions. Said the Hurricanes were going to win by 20. They won by 22. And then I said the Highlanders were going to win by 15. They managed to win by 10. And if it wasn't for a late Western Force try, it would have exactly been 15 points. Aram Hickman says, Tigers all the way. Barry Green win by 5. It's close. I do said Montpellier was going to win this by 5 points. It is 10-all with just 2 minutes to go in this first half. Let's see that scrum feed controlled by Jasper Visser. At the back now, Wigglesworth, George Ford kicking it downfield again. Finding a bit of space there, but Boutier is underneath it beautifully. Goes to the air himself. He's going to chase his own kick now. Oh, and he's going to collect it himself as well. About 10 meters out from the 22 now. Here comes Serfontein. Back it goes to Willemse, taking it forward for Montpellier. Benoit needs quick ball. Lazowski, good tackle there on him. Comes back again. Now they're going wide. It's Quisson. Just short of the 22, 5 meters out now. It's Arthur Vincent taking it forward for Montpellier. And a penalty advantage coming for Montpellier. Penalty to Montpellier there. Players not releasing on the ground. And maybe a chance here for Montpellier to go into the lead at halftime. Let's have another look at some of the comments. Albert says, you put some money on the games with your predictions record. Now we should. But last week I had an absolutely shocker. I said the Reds were going to beat the Highlanders. They got trashed in the end. I said the Crusaders were going to thump the Brumbies, and they nearly drew. So last week was pretty bad. The week before that was really good. But this week so far, also a really good one. Barry Green, are you commentating in your room? Absolutely, I am. I actually got my wife lying next to me, and I'm sure that she can't concentrate at all. Just giving me a little bit of a smile there. But she understands. Then Ethan says, do you watch Use It or Lose It show on YouTube, Guru? They had the All Hero in 2009 line says Hero Jock Free on this week. So I haven't followed it as much, but I do know about the program, and I actually wanted to have an interview last year or earlier this year, but unfortunately, they haven't gotten back to me. The agent saying that they would get back to me, but they haven't done so. So the penalty kick from Montpellier has gone wide, and that should be around about halftime. Leicester Tigers will have a restart here. So the next play, it will be the end of the first half. Lazowski, and he's going to put it into touch. So at halftime, it's 10 all. What a close game this has been. Montpellier starting off the stronger of the two, and then the Tigers hitting back to level things up at halftime. Barry also asking, do you watch Varsity Cup rugby? So unfortunately, this year I didn't watch any. Previous years I did watch here and there, but yeah, it's probably a bit lazy from my side. But I know it's been quite intriguing. I've been following it on the news here and there and watching highlights also, but not watched a full game as of yet, Barry. So halftime here, Tigers 10, Montpellier 10. As usual, guys, I will have to go and fill up my lungs. Just another question before I go, before halftime. See, Ethan said, I mean, the argument for Montpellier to win is the bench. The argument for Leinster or for Leicester is dominance up front. Very tough to call, but maybe Montpellier could just uh, have enough to win this game. Then the Beast asked, Guru, did you ever play rugby in the past? So I'm 33 years old now. So about 2 years ago, I tried to make my comeback with my local club, and I can tell you, I was reasonably fit, but to keep up with the youngsters of 18, 19 years old, you train hard and you think at the end of the day, geez, like, but I train so hard, but these guys are just a step higher or faster. Then you realize that your age is starting to slowly get to you and you can't play the same type of rugby. But I did play a lot of rugby in the past, schools rugby, and also for my club outside um, of schools. So I've had a couple of good years in rugby. Used to play number 8. If I have to return now, I'll probably have to back down next to Thomas the Tway or even play his position because I'm quite the same um, weight as Thomas the Tway at the moment. COVID really messing me up there. But yeah, guys, I will be back for the second half in just a short bit. Don't go anywhere as we will return for the second half to see who gets crowned Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup champions of 2021. Albert asking before I go which high school. So it was a small high school called DM Pretorius, a little small school in the Northern Cape. I don't think a lot of people would have heard about it. But yeah, guys, I will be back. Aaron Hickman says, sounds like some beautiful French play. Absolutely. So see you guys in just a short bit. Right, guys, we are back for the second half here of the Heineken Rugby Challenge Cup final between Leicester Tigers and Montpellier. At the moment, it is 10-all and all to play for in the second half. Quick look at how things have gone in the first half for the backline of the Leicester Tigers. Freddie Stewart pretty solid at the back. Guy Porter going off early in that first half with an injury. Matthias Maroney very quiet, Dan Kelly also really quiet. Nemani Nadolo having a quick few runs up the middle of the field, but nothing special so far because the likes of George Ford is kicking most of the time, just kicking for space in behind Montpellier. Then Richard Wigglesworth has had a good game at scrum off, getting out quick ball for the back line. But like I said, George Ford kicking most of the ball away at the moment. Where the strength has been lying for the Leicester Tigers is up front. Jasper Wisse, Hanro Liebenberg, Callum Green and Harry Welsh, along with Dan Cole, Tom Youngs and Alice Jenge, really controlling and bashing up the Montpellier forwards at the moment. So the moment it is the backline of Montpellier up against the forwards of the Leicester Tigers. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the Leicester Tigers will be able to keep up with the bench of Montpellier. Then Anthony Boutier has had a good game. Arthur Vincent Rattes has been really solid on the wings. Johan Goosen, quiet game for him. Jan Serfontein bashing up a few good line breaks and ball carries up in the middle, while Lizovsky and Benoit Payalugu has been pretty solid for Montpellier. Only concern I do have at the moment is the forwards getting bashed in at the moment. Baconi getting a yellow card in that first half, or the second period of the first half. So Montpellier had to play with 14 men for about 10 minutes there. Kamara going off early, being replaced by Jacques Duplessis, another South African, and then Drago, not really that influential in the first half. Paul Willems had a few good carries, along with Florian Ferrahagi. Then Mohamed Howes, Guillaume Corrado, and Forletta trying really hard not to get bashed up by this Leinster pack of forwards. But yeah, maybe it is time to bring in Bismarck early, like Albert Tritter is saying at the moment. And then Aaron Hickman said, sounds like some beautiful French play. So the first try from Montpellier was actually some really cool magic and French flair from Rattes out of nowhere to get that first try for Montpellier. So, and then the second try coming from Leicester Tigers, they were mauling Montpellier to pieces from inside the 22 all the way up to the 5-meter line. So, yeah, it's like I say, the back of forwards of the Leicester Tigers against the back line of Montpellier at the moment. And it will be interesting to see whether they'll be able to withstand the pressure that's going to come onto the field in the second half, and the likes of Bismarck, Duplessis, Cobus, Reynolds, Andre Pollard, just to mention a couple of Safas there who could have a massive influence in the second half. But yeah, as a South African, very excited to see what Montpellier can do in the second half. The B says, Screw, there's a guy that's 43 and still plays club rugby. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? It is, now that you mention it. Not so, well, a couple of years back, we actually had an old guy, I think he was deep in his 50s, that was still playing club rugby for our local club. And I don't know how he managed to do it, because I'm telling you, at 33, I can still take the bumps and bruises coming my way. But it's definitely not easy. But I think what made it worse for me was the fact that I had like a 5-year layoff before I started to try and make my comeback 2 years ago, and then played that year, played pretty well in that season. Unfortunately, playing in a side that was on the losing side almost every single game. And what really gutted me was the one game that we did manage to win. I wasn't able to play that day. So, yeah, I don't know if it was just me who influenced the team to play really badly, but I would want to believe that I was one of the standout players in the squad. But yeah, then pretty much COVID came, and since then I've picked around about 30 kilos, which is pretty bad. When you pick up those kilos, you just kind of feel in what you do, you can't do it the same way you normally do. So imagine myself coming back now. I would probably perhaps have to play prop for my local team as well. Albert Trutter says Johan Ackerman at 37 years and 34 days old was the oldest Springbok to ever play in a test match. That game was on 7 July 2007 against the Wallabies. But what a remarkable player Johan Ackerman was, coming back from all that time in the wilderness to come back and play for the Springboks. That was just really amazing. And what an amazing coach he is as well. Currently coaching in Japan, used to coach Gloucester, and also taking the Lions from South Africa to 3 consecutive finals. Unfortunately, losing all 3 of them. But definitely somebody that South Africa rugby needs to try and pull in. I do feel as a Shark supporter, Sean Everett is not the greatest of coach. And I think the likes of Johan Ackerman would make a brilliant change to that Sharks coaching lineup. Now that we've got the money, we might just lure him back and get him as head coach for the Sharks. But it's wishful thinking, and we can dream as we get the second half of the Heineken Cup Rugby Challenge Cup final underway. It is kicked off by Leicester Tigers, taken in by Montpellier, and an early opportunity here for Tigers, and it has been knocked on by Montpellier from the restart. Jacques Duplessis, and then Hoas taking it. So that should be actually a penalty against Montpellier. Let's see what the referee decides there. He have decided on a little knock on. So there's going to be a scrum down to Leicester Tigers. The Beast says, don't worry, man. Playing rugby is really hard, especially you didn't play for a long time. Exactly. And then Ethan Duplessis, that stinking start. Yep. Scrum down to Leicester Tigers on the 22-meter line. 1 minute gone in the second half. Leicester Tigers on the attack. Scrum goes down, and it is another reset scrum. So before we go ahead, guys, what do you guys think of the resets in rugby at the moment at scrum time? I know Richie McCaw mentioned that they might have to bring in a stop clock at some stage, and we've seen it in a lot of games, time wasted, especially in a cup final like this. I think we've already now, I think this is the second reset scrum, so there hasn't been too many in this game, but overall, let's say there's been 6 or 7 resets. We might end up with 7 wasted minutes. Do you think a stop clock is needed? The scrum goes down and a penalty advantage to Leicester Tigers, and a knock on there from Wigglesworth. So we are coming back for that penalty to Tigers. Will we see George Ford go for goal, or are they going to put this into touch? Time will tell. It is around 10 o'clock South African time. Enjoying a nice cup of coffee here in the final. The ball gets kicked out 10 meters from the try line. Chance for Leicester Tigers. They want to score the try. Ethan says the physical dominance continues. I have to say, Leicester favourites as long as this continues. Yeah, history tells you that the stronger pack normally wins the game. So the line out taken by Leicester Tigers. They go on the maul here. Brilliantly held up there by Leicester Tigers, but another penalty coming now. Nadolo with ball in hand. gets driven back in that tackle, not really making any impact so far. Now taken forward by Jasper Visser. Chance out wide, George Ford goes wide. There's a chance here. 5 meters from the try line, a little knock on from Leicester. And surely we're going back for that penalty. The referee haven't seen the knock on just yet. So play on Leicester Tigers. George Ford. Out it comes out wide. They go. Great tackle. Now Nadolo. He should go in for a try here. Oh, was that a brilliant tackle from Huas? Nadolo thinks he's gone in, but I think he might have just been into touch. And if not so, will they come back for that little knock on? Ethan says that was a knock on, man. What is the ref on? George Hutt asking how's the Tigers back row going? Pretty damn well. They've been dominating. Jasper Visser, Carl Brim got replaced by who's the replacement there for them? So he got replaced by Reffel early in that first half. So there's the little knock on from the Tigers. So we should come back for a penalty to Leicester Tigers. No try awarded. But the back row has done pretty damn well so far. Just a little knock on there from, was it Dan Kelly for Leicester Tigers. So surely we will come back for the penalty now for Leicester. Big call. Gerardo having a chat with the referee at the moment. Not happy about something at the moment. I don't have any voice audio, so I don't know what it's all about. But Gerardo definitely not happy with something, as we're just awaiting a little injury break at the moment. Ethan says more yellow cards for Montpellier soon. Dear, oh dear. Let's hope it's not the case for Montpellier. They've conceded 8 penalties so far against the 5 of Leicester. So 3 minutes into the second half, all to play for. Maybe a chance now for Leicester to take the lead. Great backline move from them. The tackle from the number 4. Let's have a look who that was. Florian Verhagen, not looking good after that tackle that he made. And it looks like it's not him leaving the field. Surely it's not. It looks like it is number 14. So it is Arthur Vincent going for a HIA. And I'm sure he will be back because he's not looking very keen on leaving the field. So Leicester's gone for touch again. 5 meters out, Tom Youngs with the throw in. It is going to the back to Jasper Visser. Maul has been formed. And this is looking good for Leicester. Still going forward. Total dominance by the forwards here. 2 meters out. They just need to drive a little bit further up. Still the Maul is coming. Now it's gone down. Leicester 2 meters out from the try line. Somehow Montpellier stopped this Maul from going over. Wigglesworth. Bash up from Jasper Visser again. Still 5 meters out. Now George Ford. Good tackle on him. Wigglesworth. Now they go again with the forwards. It is Raffle. Still 5 meters out. Now the baby Rhino gives it out to Nadolo. Still not making too much headway is Leicester Tigers now. Bit of space here on the outside. Good defense on Maroney. Still they're coming. Going a little bit backwards at the moment now. It's George Ford around again. Nadolo. Again Ford. Was there a slap down from Willemse? Or is it just a tackle? Should be a yellow card coming here for Montpellier now. The referee's had enough. Yep. Ethan says they're controlling the game pretty damn well. So Gerardo, the captain, gets the yellow card, it seems. And with just 5 minutes into the second half, Leicester looking well on their way now. George Hart says, sounds like Ford is controlling the game pretty damn well. He has been doing so for this 5 minutes. In the first half, he's been kicking well into space as well. So he's had a really good game so far. Will Leicester go for the 3 points, or will they have another crack at them? The B says, I know this is random, but Samoan players are huge. Wouldn't want to play rugby against them. Yeah, no, they are pretty huge, man. Just look at the likes of Nadolo on the wing. But you only have to tackle the legs and they will go down eventually. Easier said than done. So Ben Young's now on for Wigglesworth as well. 5 meters out. Going for the line out again is Leicester Tigers. Taken in there by the number 4, Harry Welsh. And they're driving their way over the try line now. Just short, but over they go. It's try time to Leicester. And this could be the start of the end for Montpellier. Tigers now taking the initiative. And with one man down, Montpellier have conceded the penalty or the try now. It is try time. It seems like Jasper Visser who stands up with the ball there. Ethan says, I know, right, the Pacific Highlanders. Like, what kind of human is Joshua Tuisova? Absolutely. Massive oaks in that Samoan, Tonga, and Fijian sides. Great try here from Leicester Tigers. Just controlling it with the forwards at the moment. It truly is the battle of the forwards versus the back line today. And currently the forwards of Leicester really destroying them. Jasper Visser, the South African, going over for that try. And we do fancy him as a possible Springbok come Lions time later this year. So if he continues this type of form, surely there must be space for him in that Springbok lineup. Maybe on the bench or something. Absolutely not going to replace Dwayne Vermeulen. The B says they built muscle very easy. Something in their genes must be. And that kick again goes over. So 17 points to 10. It is Leicester Tigers now leading this final, this Challenge Cup final. Montpellier is starting the stronger of the two teams, but definitely Leicester being the better of the two so far. Albert says, bring on the whole forward bench, especially Bismarck. Definitely, they must. At some stage, they must realize that they need these guys now. Restart then from Lazowski, taken in there by the number 6, Andre Liebenberg for Leicester. Now, Ben Youngs, out goes to Jasper Visser again, caught just inside his own 22 at the moment. Ben Young's controlling it at the back. Little box kick over the top. Not going to find touch and into the hands of Bautier. Bautier going to the air, chasing after his own kick. Well collected by Leicester there on halfway. Ben Youngs, out it goes to George Ford. Now they're moving it wide. There's an overlap. Chauncey Maroney taking it up for Leicester. Ben Youngs comes down to Visser again. Still working their way up. Ben Youngs with a little box kick over the top, chased by Nadolo, but beautifully collected by Bautier. And now there's a chance here for a counter-attack. Jan Serfontein. He takes it up to the 10-meter line inside Leicester half. Benoit. Now Jacques Duplessis. They need to get some momentum going for them now. Hawass. Over the ball is Leicester Tigers, but there's a penalty advantage coming the way of Montpellier. Johan Goosen taking it up. He's been really quiet so far. Here comes the penalty for Montpellier. And decision time for them now. Bismarck to get some hands off going. Graham 1988 just joined. How many minutes in? We're about 10 minutes into the second half, Graham. So Leicester leading by 7 points. with 13 minutes to go in this game. Then Ethan says it's a bit unfair. This basically Leinster home game, playing at Twickenham, probably mostly Leicester fans in the stadium. It could be. Although Montpellier has been playing some really good rugby in that first half, and they just need some momentum going for them in the back line, but they need their forwards to spark just a little bit more against this Leicester side. So it is a penalty attempt from Lazowski now, right in front of the middle, about 10 meters out from the 22, about 30 meters or so. The B says Jonah Long was really great. I mean, hardly anyone could tackle that guy. Nobody could tackle him. Only Joost van der Westhuizen could do that at the end of the day, and maybe Henny Leroux. So the penalty from Montpellier goes over, and it's 17 points to 13. And this is still very much in the balance at the moment. Restart from Leicester Tigers now. George Ford kicks it, beautifully collected there by the number 4 lock for Montpellier. It is Benoit at scrum half here for Leicester, for Montpellier. Now the kick over the top has been charged down, but it is going to be a line out to Montpellier. It was the likes of Harry Wells charging that ball down. Unfortunately for Leicester, it went into touch. Connor Burns says Peter Stringer tackled him. Yeah, but to be fair, it was probably towards the end of Jonah Lomu's career. I'm talking more the likes of his early days, say 1995 up until, say, 2000, maybe. That guy was just absolutely unstoppable. It took about 3 players to bring him down on each tackle that he made. But I mean, scrum halves have heart of gold. You would often, if there was one player who would tackle Jonah Lomu, I would definitely believe that it would have been a little scrum half. So still 4 minutes left on that yellow card for Gerardo, the captain of this Montpellier side. The Beast asking a Stringer Irish player. Yes, he was. A very good scrum half for Ireland as well. Lineup nearly going astray there, Montpellier, but they've managed to recover it. And now Benoit at the back, putting it up in the air again, chased down here by Arthur Vincent, who is back on the field. No, it was Rattes. Now Ellis Genge taking it up for Leicester. Ben Young's waiting for the ball at the back now. Goes with the box kick over the top. And that kick goes horribly wrong there. And it looks like Ndolo nearly took out Benoit without the ball there. But the referee happy with that. Not going to have too much issues. So the referee are having a talk now with the players. Let's just see what happened there. Not sure exactly what happened. So the kick gone through the hands of Benoit, and then Ndolo tackled him, thinking that he had the ball. The B says 95 final was a miracle. Glad we won there. The referee is not having the greatest of games so far. It is a line out to Leicester on the 22-meter line. Probably should have been a penalty for Ndolo taking the man without the ball. Now Ndolo taken down by 2 players there. Inside the 22, Leicester Tigers. Ellis Jens, the baby rhino, taking it up for Leinster. For Leicester. Keep saying Leinster for some reason. Now George Ford needs to find the players there, taken in by the inside centre. Ben Youngs. Back they come again. Jasper Visser. Again, Ben Youngs. Good drive by the forwards of Leicester. Just controlling this game at the moment. George Ford. It comes out beautifully taken forward by Leicester Tigers. Bit isolated though, and there was a little knock on from Leicester. So scrum down to Montpellier, about 10 meters from their own try line. Ethan says this is disgraceful decision from the referee. Absolutely, but luckily Montpellier survived it. It would have been a completely different story had the Tigers scored from that position, Ethan. So luckily, it worked out really well for them in the end. Right, replacement onto the field. Bismarck du Plessis now on for Montpellier, and we might see just a shift in momentum now for Montpellier. Your wish has been granted, Ethan. They send on the beast. So changes aplenty here. Tom Youngs and Dan Cole going off for Leicester as well. Replaced there by, is it probably Luan de Bruin and Charlie Clare coming on now. Right, Ethan says, here he comes. Oh, watch out. He looks in an angry mood. Somebody stole his Bolton or his Boerewors. Who knows? And Ethan says, sorry I asked so many questions, but does anyone think rugby fans too much penalties these days? They are a little too strict for me. So that scrum feed taken well by Montpellier, just inside the round 22 at the moment. I will answer you in just a bit. Benoit now taking it up. Willemse. They should bring on Quibus Reinach as well now for Montpellier. Benoit's had a good game, but he's just not controlling the game. Kick downfield by Lazowski, not finding touch on halfway, and now Stewart in possession for Leicester, taking up over the 10-meter line. Penalty here for for Montpellier. Great steal on the ground there, and Stewart holding on to the ball. Albert Trutter says finally Bismarck is on, and George had someone stole his Bolton. Right, so to get back to the beast, there is probably too many dangerous tackle penalties these days. You get yellow cards for almost anything, you know. I do think that they need to lighten up a little bit on that rule on the dangerous tackle scene, because we've seen so many yellow and red cards in the last month or so. But I think the players are adapting quite well, so maybe it's just a matter of time before the players get used to that. Ethan says his first was his weakness, so let's see. And as you say that, they've lost their first line out, and Leicester Tigers now on the attack. A little knock on there from Jasper Wiese, and it is going to be a scrum down to Montpellier. So Ethan, don't jinx us on this one, man. I still want Montpellier to win this game. Right, so we are going to have a few more changes coming up for Montpellier soon. Jasper Wiese getting double tackled there and knocking that ball on. So 5 handling errors from Montpellier, 4 from Leicester. So we haven't seen too many mistakes so far. Gerardo and also, let's see, Becconi coming back onto the field. Jan Serfontein is currently down with a little injury. Hope it's not too serious, as Bismarck leaves the field yet again. So guessing that they are going to keep him for a later stage in this game. Ethan says, hey, I said Pollard for the winning kick. Yeah, we never know. It might happen. It might just still happen. Right, we've got 25 minutes left in this final, guys. I said Montpellier by 5 points. So, yeah, at the moment trailing by 4. Just hoping they can pull it off. Benoit with the feed to the scrum for Montpellier, just inside Leicester off. Solid scrum from both teams there now. Benoit going to the blind side. There's a bit of an overlap here. Bautier taking up nicely. Murivalo over the ball and wins the penalty for Leicester there. Poor support play from Montpellier. Not what they would have wanted going into the last 24 minutes of this game. The decision to go to the blind side, obviously a very good decision. There was space, but unfortunately the support play was horrendous from Montpellier there. The kick from George Ford is perfectly splendid over halfway and sets up an opportunity here for Leicester to go on the attack. Ethan says, oh dear, basics, absolutely taken in there by the lock forward for Leicester Tigers on halfway. They're starting with that massive drive again. Now comes the way of Ben Young's George Ford. Taken over halfway, though it is the number 12, in fact, who took it up for them. Now the forwards try and just set up a nice ball for Youngs. He is going to go the kick over the top again. Who's going to chase this? Good chase from Muri Murivalu. Collected beautifully there. And a great little run here from Montpellier. They're on the attack. Up to the 10-meter line they go. Still going. Benoit now. Needs support. Is it going to come? Jacques Duplessis. Quick ball back to the forwards. Where is the scrum off now? The lock forward taking it up for Montpellier. About 10 meters up from the 22. Benoit. Lazowski. Now there's space here. Jan Serfontein. Serfontein straightens, gives back inside to Boutier. Needs another pass. And it's into the hand of Johan Goosen, who's going to dive over for the try for Montpellier. And we are right back in this game. Great stuff. Ethan said, I expect Bismarck, Pollard, and Reinhardt soon. And then George Hart says, Kinney the King. George Hart also said, Bismarck, a scary human. Can't wait for him to get out of first gear. And Wilhelm the Good says, hi. Lovely Serfontein Goosen. Great try from Montpellier. And they're now leading by 18 points to 17 with 22 minutes to go in this game. Great stuff there from Montpellier. Great support play by all the backline players there. Great stuff, Serfontein taking two defenders in. Support play brilliant there from firstly Boutier and then Johan Goosen. Great try from Montpellier. Who was the speedster with the initial break? Lovely break, says Ethan. So I would guess he was one of the replacements who came on. I think let's just have another look here real quickly who the replacements is. It's Ngandebe, if I pronounce it correctly there, Ethan, who gone over for that try. Not for that break. Oh, the kick not going over. First hitting the left upright and then the right one. And then just coming back off the post. Yeah, it was the number 23 Ngabebe or something in that line who went with that great little run. Wilhelm asking, how are you? I'm really good, Wilhelm. How are you? What a final we are witnessing here. Right, so the restart taken in by Montpellier, maybe some new life into this team now with about 20 minutes to go in this half. It is at the back, Benoit, who goes for the kick over the top. Who is chasing after this? Stewart underneath it. Good defense from Montpellier. Jacques Duplessis ripped that ball. And another chance now for Montpellier. Another kick over the top. Who's going to chase this one? It is George Ford who's gone back for it. Under a bit of pressure. Kicks it downfield. And straight into the hands of Boutier now. Ooh, outside his swing too. Kicks it downfield. Back into the hands of George. This time Stewart. And he steps one and now goes to the air. He is chasing his own kick. Collected beautifully there by Benoit, who's had a really good game now. Rattes breaks through 1-2 defenders up to the 10-meter line inside their own half. Now Huas taking it up nicely. And unfortunately, there's a penalty there against Montpellier. Not sure exactly what happened there. Was looking at the comments at the moment. So let's just see what the penalty was for. But it is a penalty to Leicester Tigers now. Let's just see what happened there. It's holding on the ground there. Penalty won by Leicester Tigers. Ethan says, what the hell, ref? What was that for? Soft man. Yes, it was holding on the ground there, unfortunately, Ethan. Pretty straightforward. Again, discipline, letting Montpellier down at the moment. Is Leicester go for touch? Big moment coming up for them now. Throw-in coming here from Charlie Clare for Leicester. 10 meters out, the Mauls have been extraordinary so far and still going forward now. It goes down. Was it illegally so or not? No, it was perfectly done. So 10 meters out now, Leicester Tigers. Ben Young's waiting for it. Driven up by the little baby Rhino. Still going forward is Leicester Tigers. Great defense from Jacques Duplessis there. Still a bit of space here. Overlap for Leicester Tigers. They decide to go inside. It's the back line there. Still going with the forwards though. Still 10 meters out. Ben Youngs comes back again to Ellis Genge. Will they now use their back line? Still going with the forwards. Jasper Visser taking it up for Leicester. Going backwards. A drop goal from George Ford. And it's going to go to the right of the post. So some relief there for Montpellier. Bit of a wasted opportunity there for them. So close to getting that was George Ford. Had all the time in the world, though, and still missed that kick. So it is going to be a 22-meter dropout now for Montpellier. We've got 17 minutes left in this game. 17 minutes to go. Yeah, oh dear, Ford, right in front of the goal, says Ethan. So here comes the moment. Cobus Reinhardt, the former Sharks, now onto the field and expect him to make a massive impact at scrum or at the ruck times. And he's as fast as hell as well. So that restart taken by Leicester on the 10-meter line now. Little box kick over the top from Ben Youngs. What a kick as he finds touch 5 meters from Montpellier's try line, putting the pressure right onto Montpellier. Ethan says Montpellier looking pumped, all about controlling it and playing in the right areas. And here comes Reinhardt. So, yeah, it is now Andre Pollard also making his way up to the field. So here comes the Safa Brigade now. Andre Pollard, Cobus Reinhardt. Well, Pollard is replacing Serfontein, who's had a pretty quiet game in this had some really good runs here and there. Getting that first opportunity try assist in that for that try last time round. But yeah, the line out taken by Montpellier now. Cobus Reinhardt off the back with a box kick over the top. Is he going to find touch? No, he finds Nadolo. Ratters bringing him down on the 10-meter line. Ben Youngs back it comes to Ellis Genge. Ben Youngs controlling at the back. He's going to go with a box kick over the top, putting more pressure on Montpellier now. And it is beautifully taken by Cobus Reinhardt in the air. And a penalty for playing the man out in the air as well. Andro Liebenberg getting the penalty there. Oh, it is a dangerous tackle, but yeah. Who do you think is going to win, says Wilhelm. I put it down as a win for Montpellier by 5 points. So currently leading by a single point with 15 minutes to go. Wilhelm says, I think the Tigers is going to win. Could go anyway at the moment. I'm on the fence with this one, although I do back Montpellier with all the Springboks currently playing in their side. Gerardo with the throw-in. Beautifully taken by Montpellier on halfway. A chance here for them. Good little drive. Now it's taken in by Willemse. Good little run from him. Still going is Willemse. Jasper Visser over the ball is stolen for Leicester Tigers. And a chance now, George Ford hammering it downfield. They need to go back after this. This could run over the dead or over the try line. And yes, it is going to be a touchdown from Baltier. And a 22 restart coming up again. 1 point the difference at the moment. So close. Anybody's game at the moment. So Bismarck now finally making his way back onto the field, replacing the captain Gerardo. So now the full Springbok Brigades or the Safas is on. And as we say, that one other one is getting attention. Jasper Visser down at the moment, what seems like a little wrist injury, or is it a neck injury? We'll have to wait and see. Ethan says Bismarck take 2. So let's see how that goes. Remember, 15 minutes to go, 22-meter restart coming up. Ethan says he should have been off for 10 minutes, not there for that turnover. Ooh, who's that, Ethan? Oh, Jasper. Yeah, it's nip and tuck, really. Playing the man in the air, any other given day, you probably get a yellow card for it. So I understand what you're saying there. Hanro Liebenberg taking it up to halfway for Leicester Tigers. Ben Youngs with another box kick over the top, playing very English rugby at the moment. So that kick recovered by Leicester Tigers now, just outside, 10 meters out from the 22. Leicester now pick and go. And Montpellier needs to be careful not to give away a penalty now. Dash up by the forwards now, getting driven back in that tackle. Ben Youngs out, it goes to George Ford, puts it to the boot. And they're trying to play rugby in Montpellier's half at the moment. Great mark from Andre Pollard. And he's got a chance to thump this downfield. Lamasitale is on for Huas as well. 14 to go. 14 minutes to go in this final. Montpellier looking on their way to an upset victory. Kick downfield. Not going to find touch into the hands of George Ford. Going to the air again. Just hammering Montpellier with the high balls at the moment. Now Bautier puts it to the boot for Montpellier. Finding plenty of space at the back of Nadolo. That ball is bouncing not so kindly for him. Gives it back to Stewart, who thumps it downfield and into the hands of Andre Pollard on halfway. Goes to the air. Who is chasing after this? He is going after his own ball. It comes back to the side of Montpellier. They've got possession inside Leicester Tigers. Half on the 10-meter line. Pollard. Out it goes to Bautier. Skip pass out to Johan Goosen. Still on the 10-meter line is Montpellier now. The smallest of chances will do it for them. Cobus Reina is playing for Montpellier, Wilhelm. So great defense from Leicester Tigers, forcing the penalty there on the ground. Players holding on to the ball, and another chance now for Leicester to really take this up into the half of Montpellier, exactly where they want to be in that last couple of minutes. Great defense again from the Leicester Tigers, and then quickly to pounce on that ball. And it's let's see, the number 1, Enzo Forletta, who gets punished there for holding on to the ball. Not enough support. Montpellier caught without support on a lot of occasions today. Nadolo also replaced now by Henry. Right, so Leicester now on the 22-meter line. Can they do something here? A poor pass from them, going behind the back there. Murivalo in possession on the 10-meter line inside Montpellier's half. So they've been let off there by a really poor pass. Taken in by the forwards of Leicester now. They've got a chance to go out wide. There's an overlap here. They're still going. The number 13, Moroni, puts it to the boot and funnels him into touch. Is Cobus Reina going there into touch, and it's going to be a line out again to Leicester. Ethan says that pots are not organized. Montpellier get into sets structures, basics again. So they are the worst enemy at the moment with this lineup coming up for Leicester Tigers. We've got 10.5 minutes to go in this game. Throw in, beautifully taken again by Jasper Visser, and a little knock backwards from them, but they've managed to secure possession again. Ben Young's at the back. Oh, this time a little knock on by the replacement Joey Hayes, as he knocks it on for Leicester. So another chance now for Montpellier to get some relief from the scrum. Big moment in this game with 10 minutes to go. 2 tries each in this game. Tries by Rattes and Johan Goosen for Montpellier. And then 2 really good forward tries from Leicester. Jasper Visser going over for 1. And I just can't remember who scored the other one. So Ethan says nail bite to this one. Absolutely. Scrum feed is good. Off the back to Andre Pollard. Goes with the up and under. Chased beautifully by Montpellier. But Muri Valu beautifully taken there in the air by him. And Leicester on halfway now. Chance to attack again. Jasper Visser taking it up. This is going to be a penalty to Montpellier. And surely maybe Johan Goosen can have a go. Bismarck du Plessis, as we've known him over the years for the Sharks and the Springboks, gets that penalty turnover. Great stuff from Bismarck du Plessis, as always. Just doing a great job for them there. And probably one of the unlucky players not to reach the Springbok squad for the World Cup in 2019. Really felt that he was one of those players that could have gone, but it was a choice between Schalk Brits and him. And because Schalk Brits was probably more versatile than Bismarck, he got picked in front of him. But yeah, it is going to be a penalty opportunity here for Montpellier. Andre Pollard to take this kick on halfway. I forgot Andre Pollard was on the field, thinking Johan Goosen should take it, but there's no better guy than Andre Pollard to do this. But that is just a dreadful kick from him, going way to the right. And Leicester let off the hook there. So with 8 minutes to go in this game, it is going to be a 22-meter restart for Leicester now. That is a vital miss from Pollard. Taken in by Bautio, who's had a phenomenal game for Montpellier. Goes to the air, and they are chasing this down beautifully. But again, Muri Valu taking it beautifully in the air. Now George Ford putting pressure on by kicking this downfield into the hands there of Andre Pollard. He is going to go downfield with that one, trying to find space in behind, and does so. Finding touch there. But it is Leicester now who kicks it downfield again. And the bounce of the ball is good into the hands of Andre Pollard again. And now he goes with the up and under. We will just see some kicking now for the next 8 minutes. Great tackle from Andre Pollard there on Leicester Tigers. And now just outside their own 22, they're going to try and have a run here. But decides against it and kicks it downfield as well. Collected by Bautio now. And he's going to go to the air. Chasing his own kick on halfway. Again, Muri Valu taking it beautifully in the air there. George Ford trying to find space. Little soccer kick there from the number 23 who goes into the 22 for George Ford, who's going to kick it downfield again. We've got a kicking contest going on here at the moment. Now Kobus Reinach. Reinach with a kick, not going to find touch as well. Into the hands of George Ford again, going to the air. High up and under. Chased down, collected by Andre Pollard. Pressure on to, Montpellier now. Leicester Tigers have counter-rucked this. And it is going to be Leicester Tigers. That little knock on from Leicester there. And it is a scrum down to Montpellier with 6 minutes to go in this game. What a kicking contest, nearly now won there by Leicester Tigers. But I can tell you what, expect some more of the same if the scoreline stays the same. We will be seeing more balls going to the air. But what great pressure there on Andre Pollard. And what a counter ruck from Leicester Tigers, thinking that they might just force a penalty there. Time, there is 5 minutes left in this game, Inaki. Ethan says, reminds me of the Rugby World Cup 19 semi-final, South Africa versus Wales. Absolutely. It reminds me a lot about that game. That's why I say expect a lot more of the same coming if the scoreline stays this close. 5.5 minutes to go. Scrubs have been pretty solid from both teams. Now Reinhardt at the back gives it out to the number 23 who puts it to the boot. And it is going to go into touch, but it will be a Montpellier ball as it's been touched by one of the Leicester Tigers players. So that number 23, why I'm saying the number 23, Ngandebe is the guy's or the player's name. So I'm hoping that I'm pronouncing it the right way. Ethan says, throw to the front, Bismarck, then Maul. Gary Bevins says, hello, my South African mate. How's it going, Gary? What a final we've seen so far, taken beautifully there by Montpellier. Now going with the drive. They just need to be careful not, well, they break away up to halfway there. They do get this ball back. 4 minutes left. Jacques du Plessis out to Bismarck du Plessis. If you were wondering, not related in any way. Montpellier will now probably just try and control this game. Cobus Reinhardt going to the air with a box kick over the top. Not going to find the distance that he wanted. Went up really high in the air and they've managed to get this back. Now Kamara. He has been tackled, so they need to release him on the ground there. Surely the referee must have seen that. Now Cobus Reinhardt with another little box kick over the top. Finding space and runs into touch. About 5 meters in from the 22. And a pressure lineup coming up now for Leicester with just 3.5 minutes to go. Big moments coming up. George Hart says, that's class, Bismarck. Yep. Bismarck definitely all but not called. The throw-in taken by Hanro Liebenberg off the back for Leicester. Now inside the run 22. They are going to try and maul this up. A lot of confidence in their pack of forwards got Leicester. Let's see that kick downfield into the hands of the replacement. Again, the 23 now Boutier going to the air. Again, not getting the distance. And it has been taken by Jasper Vissa on halfway. Now Ben Youngs, George Ford. They're going wide this time. Watch out. Here comes Leicester. Good defense from Johan Goosen holding him up. Ben Youngs now coming back to the forwards of Leicester Tigers on halfway. 2.5 minutes to go. What a game. George Ford now back to Jasper. It's unloaded. Liebenberg. Bit isolated. And a penalty to Montpellier. And surely this could be in distance for either one of the kickers. But I would assume that they would kick this downfield and try to eat up the time. We've got 2 minutes left in this game. What a final this has been. And on comes more replacements now, as it is, it's Titi Lamositele and Tyler Dugoy, who's coming onto the field as well now. 80 meters to go with 4 minutes. Tigers need penalties. Ethan says, yes, big turnover. Just find your man at the line out maul and eat up time, says Ethan. Ford needs to step and direct the plan. Unfortunately, I think time is up for them. 2 minutes left. It is a penalty to Montpellier, and surely they will want to go for touch and eat up the time now. Only concern will be the throw-in from Bismarck du Plessis now. Paul Willems off the field now for Montpellier. What a game he's had as well. Can Montpellier direct this game for the last 2 minutes of this game? The kick from Andre Pollard finds touch on the 22-meter line. Montpellier to win, says George Hart. Gary Bevan, I think that it's the first time no Tigers players in the British and Irish Lions team. That is quite a statistic. I didn't realize that, Gary. So George Ford would have probably been the one guy who really had a good chance along with Ben Youngs. But Ben Youngs didn't make himself available. The line-up throw beautifully taken off the back for Montpellier. Now they go on the drive. Can they milk a penalty from here? Minute and a half to go. Pick and go from the forwards. They just need that cohesion up front now. Support play, very important going forward. The last thing they would want is to give away a penalty now. Ball comes back very slowly with a minute to go. Cobus Reinhardt to Bismarck du Plessis. Still on the 22-meter line is Montpellier now. Moment of truth for them. Cobus Reinhardt off the back. Still going with the forwards. Jacques du Plessis. Oh, Leicester Tigers throwing everything at them at the moment. Thank you, Hanlu. Thanks for the streaming the game, says Hanlu. The pleasure is mine. So, with 30 seconds left in this game, can we see Leicester Tigers turn this ball over? Or will Montpellier be able to hold on? Cobus Reinhardt controlling the ball at the back. Gives it out to Bismarck again. They do form a maul from this now. It's gone down. 10 seconds to go now. One last hit up from the forward, surely. Comes back to Jacques du Plessis. And that's the time, ladies and gentlemen. Surely he just have to kick this out now. Counter-ruck from Leicester Tigers. Andre Pollard sends it into touch. And Montpellier has done it. They have done it against all the odds, winning the Leicester Tigers here at Twickenham. Full time, 17 to the Tigers, 18 to Montpellier, and what a win this is for them. Albertus Strutter says, thanks for great commentary. You're welcome, Albert. Don't forget to join us tomorrow for that South African derbies. Ethan says, Bismarck mishandling someone again as his celebration. What a win for Montpellier, guys. I would love to stay on and chat a little bit more, but it's already about 11 o'clock South African time. So congratulations to Montpellier for this win. And Ethan says here, thanks, Guru. Nice commentary and chat. So thank you all for joining in on this live stream. Montpellier making history, winning this one, and great victory in the end. Hope to see you guys tomorrow for all the other live streams. We've got 5 live streams coming up tomorrow on my channel. So looking forward to those ones. But until then, guys, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.